In the early 1960s, few people would have imagined that a tiny tropical island with almost no natural resources could one day become one of the richest nations on Earth. Singapore was poor, crowded, and struggling to survive. It had no oil, no farmland, and no minerals. When it gained independence in 1965, it was surrounded by larger and wealthier neighbors, and many doubted it could even exist as a country. Yet today, Singapore is a global hub of finance, trade, and technology, with one of the highest GDP per capita in the world. The story of how Singapore transformed itself is one of the most remarkable economic miracles in modern history. When Singapore separated from Malaysia in 1965, it faced almost impossible odds. The unemployment rate was high, housing was scarce, and ethnic tensions were simmering. The new nation had to build everything from scratch: its military, economy, and infrastructure. There were no rich allies waiting to save it, and even clean water had to be imported from Malaysia. But what Singapore lacked in resources, it made up for in determination, vision, and leadership. And that leadership came from one man, Lee Kuan Yew, the country's founding prime minister. Lee Kuan Yew was a visionary who understood that Singapore's survival depended on turning itself into a global business hub. Investors soon noticed that Singapore was different. It was a place where contracts were respected, where the courts were fair, and where businesses could operate without political chaos. The next step was to create jobs. Since Singapore had no natural resources, the government decided its people would be its greatest resource. The government invested heavily in education and skill development, ensuring that Singaporeans could work in factories, offices, and eventually in high-tech industries. Within a few years, multinational companies from the United States, Japan, and Europe began to set up factories in Singapore, producing electronics, chemicals, and precision equipment for export. Infrastructure development was another pillar of Singapore's success. The government built world-class ports and airports that connected Singapore to the rest of the world. Singapore's location, at the crossroads of major sea routes, became a strategic advantage. Its port became one of the busiest in the world, handling millions of containers each year. The city Singapore became a regional financial center, attracting global banks and corporations with its stability, strong regulations, and low taxes. Its stock exchange grew rapidly, and the Singapore dollar became one of the most trusted currencies in Asia. And Singaporean citizens enjoyed one of the highest standards of living anywhere in the world. The country that once struggled to survive now serves as a global example of what careful planning, clean governance, and long-term vision can achieve. From the swamps of the 1960s to the skyscrapers of today,